Hey, horror nerds, welcome back to Big Go Belt Media. My name is Zero Gravity, and oh boy, here comes the Fantastic Fest coverage. Let me just start off by saying this. This is my first time covering Fantastic Fest in person, and I know this is the ultimate fan festival. Surprise, surprise, I too am an ultimate fan of genre cinema. So I went into this festival with some assumptions, some predictions about what would truly get me and other horror fans buzzing. That being said, as a horror fan, I know good and well that the best horror of each year has to offer will most likely be some not franchise stories that seem to come out of nowhere and blow us all out of the water with little to no warning. I am proud to announce that I have found that film right in the center of Fantastic Fest. It's called Strange Harvest, Occult Murder in the Inland Empire. It's an instant found footage classic from the creator of Grave Encounters, if you remember from back in the day, Stuart Ortiz. And the synopsis is as follows. In July of 2010, the San Bernardino County authorities were faced with one of the most bizarre crime scenes they have ever encountered. Alerted by a concerned friend, local police arrive at the victim's home, and the murders they discovered shook them to the ground. The crime scene showed ritualistic aspects, and quickly, one of the detectives recognized a symbol painted on the ceiling in the victim's blood, linking back to a serial killer they had chased back in 1995 before the killer seemingly took a 15-year break. This seems a little bit crazy. This is a faux documentary, and it made its world premiere at Fantastic Fest earlier this week, and the nerds are unexpectedly on edge. This film stars Terry Apple and Peter Zizzo as two detectives on the case, retelling their story in a true crime format. Before I get into the hard stuff, these two talent are working actors, okay? Now, sometimes with found footage, it's important for talent to give a very specific type of performance in order to keep fans inside this world that's being built. Not too polished, a little bit of trauma too sprinkled in. And these two police detectives were the perfect amount of likable and believable at the same time. Honestly, watching them tell their story, granted, it was a midnight screening and I am burning off a little bit of burnout. It's easy to forget that you're ingesting something that's completely fabricated. There are some supporting characters too, which maybe lessened my level of immersion just for a few moments. But speaking of world building, Stuart Ortiz has got it on lock. We're covering a methodical string of serial killings with a potential ritualistic aspect here. So in the Q&A following the film, Ortiz had mentioned the dozens of Easter eggs hidden inside that he took from his ritual description rulebook that he created before creating this film. So many of those details that he wrote out in advance didn't even make it into the film. But I personally love that because, after all, human nature is to find patterns within situations. And what we as the audience know is only what the San Bernardino Police Department has already tied together. This film will absolutely benefit from a second watch for this exact reason. And I know fans of found footage will really appreciate this because I know one thing that subgenre fandom is down with is connecting the dots. So let's get into the really good stuff. I mean, it's all good stuff, but the really good stuff. This is the meanest found footage story I have seen in a good while. She's brutal, stunting gore and practical effects that will 1000% stun you. Content warning, huge content warning. It can't get any bigger than this for blood, murder, rotting corpses. I could keep going, but I will leave that responsibility onto you to see it, find out for yourself, maybe throw up a little bit in your mouth. I don't know. That's your bag, not mine. I won't say what, but my favorite kill of the entire Fantastic Fest was actually not in Terrifier 3, but over here in Strange Harvest, if you can believe it. So as you can probably tell, I am rocking very, very heavy with this one. Fans of extreme cinema, found footage, and true crime all have something to feast their eyes and their minds on. So well done. And congratulations to Stuart Artis, the cast, and the crew. Keep your ears to the floor for Strange Harvest and Occult Murder in the Inland Empire. It's something that you have never seen before on the side of found footage, and I know that you all will enjoy it if you can handle it. So again, well done. Congratulations to everyone involved. I have been Zero Gravity. On to the next one. Like always, thank you so much for watching.
Occult.